At the southern border, it's easy to overlook the worsening crisis at our northern border following the Biden administration's open border reforms. Over 18,600 illegal immigrants were apprehended in the month of May alone attempting to enter the United States from Canada. That is the highest monthly total since last September. Signs of the crisis began to emerge as early as 2022. That year, the states bordering Mexico saw the highest number of illegal crossings, which was hardly surprising. But look up top. The states with the 5th and 7th most illegal crossings were New York and Washington, respectively. And it's worth noting that President Biden's latest claims to reinstate border restrictions, including a daily cap as a trigger, do not include the 5,500-mile border separating the U.S. and Canada, the longest of its kind in the world. Joining me now to discuss is Chris Cabrera. He is the Vice President of the National Border Patrol Council. Chris, thank you for being here, and thank you for your service to the country. Before we take a look at that northern border issue, I need to go back to the President's disastrous debate last week. He gave one of his incoherent answers about the border crisis, but I want you to pay special attention to what he said at the very end of this clip. Watch.
Because we worked very hard to get a bipartisan agreement that not only changed all of that, but made sure that we are in a situation where you had no circumstance where they could come across the border with the number of border police there are now. We significantly increased the number of asylum officers. Significantly, by the way, the Border Patrol endorsed my position.
All right, Chris, let's just settle this for those watching. Did the Border Patrol Council endorse President Biden or President Biden's border policy?
You know, we didn't endorse President Biden. We never have. We never will. As far as that border policy goes, we were looking at the policy that the one he came up with, and then the HR 2. So we were in favor of getting something done, not necessarily one or the other. But yeah, we never endorsed him. That's just a pipe dream on his part.
All right, Chris, just days ago, the Department of Homeland Security took a strange sort of victory lap after they deported 116 Chinese illegals. It's an oddly specific number. First, why just 116? And then what about the tens of thousands of other Chinese nationals that have come across the border?
You know, it's not surprising. It's actually ludicrous that he would take a victory lap on that. I mean, we've had thousands upon thousands of not just Chinese, but people from all over the world coming in and to do a victory lap over something so small, so insignificant is just ridiculous. And I mean, let's face it, these numbers have been climbing for some time. They're way higher than they've ever been before. They've had a few drops, but better than bad is not necessarily a good thing. I mean, you can't increase it 300%, and then when it drops down 20%, you take a bow and consider it a win. It's anything but that.
Yeah, how concerned are you about the northern border? Because we barely have enough resources. We don't have enough resources to effectively police the southern border with this invasion that's going on. Has the northern border been a blind spot for this administration?
Well, you know, unfortunately, it has been a blind spot for this administration, mainly because they're listening to the wrong people. We've been sounding the alarm for a couple of years on this. We've seen steady increases, and a lot of northern border agents are detailed to the southern border to help out. So they were stretched thin to begin with, and it's not too difficult to get into Canada. So people are making their way to Canada and then coming down into the United States. People need to wake up. The administration needs to wake up and realize that something bad's going to happen sooner rather than later if they don't get a handle on this.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there, unfortunately. Chris Cabrera, National Border Patrol Council, thank you for your service, and to you and to your entire team there. Thank you so much.